Just like in Far Cry 5, we got a crazy cult to take out in Far Cry 6 in the brand new Puerta del Eden Spec Ops map, which if you translate it, which I've done many times before here on the channel, you get Eden's Gate, with the Doomsday cult in Far Cry 5, of course being project at Eden's Gate. And maybe I'm seeing things here, but we also hear Danny say a quick nod to the drugs used in Far Cry 5.
I've heard rumors, bad ones. They say she started a death cult. Her followers give up their lives willingly, all in the name of her philosophy of evolution.
Coño, sounds like bliss.
Sure, she meant something else in this context, but I do see what the developers are going for here. So, I also hoped that we would see the cultist in this brand new map. That is sadly not the case, although we do have that crazy leader that looks straight out of Outriders. No, but mostly the environment that we get to explore is completely different from what we've seen before. This is the first Spec Ops map where we start in the dark on top of a mountain. We have to make our way through their defenses, and from there I could use the wingsuit to already cover a lot of ground because it's a pretty massive level with multiple encampments and also a big fort in the middle. As always, I don't want to spoil too much. Good to note is that it does become daytime after getting the bomb and taking it back to the extraction point, so then we can actually see something, which is nice. Totally try it for yourself by talking to Lola in one of the home bases where you see your character in third person. A big change compared to the previous maps is that this map, instead of starting at level 3 with the first difficulty, starts at level 14. So it's really more an end game map for if you already played Far Cry 6 a lot, with the final difficulty being for the max level, level 20. I will share the location for the stash with 400 extra moneda at the end of the video, and by just completing the Spec Ops for the first time, you get the Camp Commander boots with the same perk as the FOSS boots I actually discussed in my previous video going over all the FOSS items. I will link to it at the end of this one. But yeah, in short, as we discussed in that video, you really have to kill 3 enemies in quick succession for this movement speed buff to trigger. So it's just smarter to rock the parkour kicks for the constant movement speed buff if you're looking for something like that. I do think the armor looks really nice, and we will get the final piece of this set when the final Spec Ops level releases. And with them releasing these maps at a really rapid pace, I think we're either getting it on December 7th or the week after that, with I think at least on December 7th that full Danny Trejo mission, and the final Spec Ops map also has us work together with him. So launching it close to his mission makes sense. But yeah, then all these Spec Ops maps are out, and then all we know about is 2 free missions that are coming and 2 season pass expansions. So I'm really curious if they have more things planned, otherwise 2022 for the game will be pretty dire. But let's now focus on the things they just added to the game, because we got some really cool new weapons, gear items, and way more to go over. Of course, if you like the Far Cry content, then leaving a like on the video would really help me out, and I will keep an eye out if we learn more about future content announcements, so subscribe to stay up to date on everything Far Cry 6. I'm also doing a giveaway for 2,300 Far Cry credits, which you can enter via the link in the pinned comment, and be sure you are a subscriber of the channel if you want to participate, and good luck. Maybe you already saw it in the new map footage, but I was mostly rocking the ssgp 58 overclock version. It's still my favorite assault rifle in the game, and also I think the best AR in the game. You can just recommend it to everyone. It's amazing. So get it for the 500 moneda if you haven't picked it up 2 weeks ago. As discussed before though, the regular ssgp 58 is better in terms of regular damage and has a second mod slot. I would still buy it, but with the regular version, you can't go wrong either. Now, there are also 2 brand new overclocked weapons for sale, although one is not really new. I will touch on that one in a moment. Let's first take a look at the name for this Libertad custom ARC. I think that's what they are going to call it. It's not showing up right now. Maybe they already fixed it by the time you watch this. But yeah, as I said, it's totally an ARC, as by buying this weapon for 500 moneda, you also unlock the skin on the regular ARC. But there are more weird things going on. It namely has 2 overclock mods instead of 1 we find on all the other overclocked weapons. The damage without these overclock mods is already on the same level as the regular ARC, So this means that you can improve it even more. After unlocking one overclock mod, we see a small damage increase, but when unlocking both and combining it to the regular ARC, you see, of course, a way bigger increase. It's almost doubled, which is pretty wild. You totally have no issue taking out the armored enemies in the new insurgency bases, for example. The fire rate of the ARC is already insane. So it's totally an interesting option, but I do think that losing a mod slot for this damage increase is not really worth it. Like, I love to rock the killing an enemy with a headshot generates lots of Supremo mod. So I do not really have to worry about being one-shot, because when I do die, when I get overwhelmed, I have my self-revive up most of the times. And without this mod on the ARC, you see that it takes way longer to build up that Supremo, and I don't think that is worth it for the small bit of extra damage that you get in exchange. And actually, high chance that it's not intended, because the weapon has no name, which is kind of weird, and we never saw 2 overclock mods before. So maybe they changed the second overclock mod for a regular mod. I then do hope that I get my gunpowder back. No, but I would still say buy it. But if they keep the 2 overclock mods, I do think it's not really nice. We also find the White Lotus for sale, but if you watch my video on these first Far Cry credits equipment weapons, we'll leave a link to it in the video description, then you know that it's basically the same weapon as the Eastern Front Sniper from the Motherland bundle, and this is a permanent addition to Lola's shop, so this one won't disappear after a week. Weirdly enough, the menu says that this White Lotus has a higher fire rate, but that seems to be a bug, because if you use them both, you see that they shoot just as fast. So they are identical. Maybe you like the White Lotus skin more, then you can grab it. You can interchange the skins too. But truth be told, if you have the EVA sniper we discussed last week in the weekly reset video, which was a reward from the weekly insurgency, then there's really no reason to return to this sniper, as the EVA outclasses this gun in almost every way. So you could just skip it, because it's also 1000 moneda, and maybe buy one of the brand new gear items instead. Like the Hydro Powder set that is now available for 1 week. It's really cool, but I will go more in depth on it in a future video. There are many new perks that we need to discuss, but yeah, if I do that in this video, it will be like 15 minutes long. We still gotta touch on the insurgency reward and that stash. There's also the Soviet coat you can get, which is part of the Motherland bundle. I think it looks pretty solid with the huge belt with the star, and the charm from this bundle is also for sale at Lola. I think it looks decent. 600 moneda, of course, something you want to get when you got leftover moneda. Going back to the chest piece though, because the perk is pretty interesting, improving general defense while in a vehicle. But yeah, in practice, I did not really notice any improvements, and it won't stop your vehicle from blowing up, which will still kill you. So I think it's only worth it for the look. And yeah, that's not the case for that other gear set. But again, I will touch on those items very soon, so stay tuned. Now, we all know the best way to get moneda to buy these items at Lola is of course the insurgency that unlocks after finishing the main story of the game. Complete all the objectives, and you also get a brand new weapon that is a hit or a miss. Again, last week we got the amazing EVA brand new sniper rifle, best sniper rifle in the game right now. Most weeks though, it's not really worth it to use the weapon, and this week it's kind of in the middle. It's a pretty good upgrade, namely for the regular BPRUC. First of all, it comes preloaded with a nice reflex sight and AP ammo, which is great on unique weapons, because we of course cannot change the ammo type, so having AP rounds is great. Then the mods also give it a pretty significant buff, faster reload speed and the improved body shot damage. Both pretty nice, and the regular version of this gun only has 1 mod, so now we have 2. Also, the base damage from this 4-star Swift Guard variant is higher, even when applying the extra body damage to the regular BPRUC. Overall, the weapon is quite nice, but mostly for close range, because the recoil can be an issue at longer range. A compensator would have been nice, but that's also not available on the regular weapon, so you can't really fault the switch guard for that. And I just love the skin, which you can sadly not put on the regular version, although no need to use that version anymore after getting this from the insurgencies. I would totally say do it this week to get this gun. Or of course, for the nice amount of moneda, and well, a nice one-time moneda get are the stashes in the Spec Ops maps. I showed you the location for the previous ones in previous videos. Now, let's talk about the new one, which is pretty easy to get. Again, you can access this Spec Ops map by talking to Lola and then selecting it. So you first want to get the key, and this is pretty easy to get because it's just all the way at the end. So just get there, and then once you are there, like this is also where you find the bomb, kill the enemies you see, and then hug the wall on your right hand side. So you kind of make a circle around the area. Take out the enemies, and now you are behind a lot of them. And then you want to make your way down here. So that's near the alarm, and this is where you will find the key inside a cage. So this is also close to where you can pick up the bomb and where you find the ladder that gets you there. So it's pretty easy to find. Once you've cleared everyone, grab the bomb. We want to leave the cave, maybe use the wingsuit. In short, we want to go all the way to the left. Of course, grab some water along the way to keep the bomb from overheating, and just continue to go to the left side of the map. Here you will find another camp with some water where you can just stand. So totally do that, because then you will have enough time to find the stash. And you will see the map marker, so it's pretty close to the extraction point. But instead of going there, we want to head inside the cave. And on our left hand side, bam, you find the chest there for 400 moneda. So subscribe for everything Far Cry 6 if you haven't already. Again, an in-depth look at the gear perks is coming your way, and we got some other cool videos planned. A like on the video would really help me out, and totally check out my previous video on the amazing fast items you get by playing the DLC. For now, I will speak to you in the next one. Goodbye!